In a valley whispered about only in hushed tones lived a dragon named Ignis. His scales shimmered like 1,000 emeralds, and his breath could turn mountains to glass. For centuries, he lived a solitary life, feared by all. But one sunny afternoon, a tiny, fluffy shadow crept into his lair. It was a kitten, no bigger than Ignis's claw, with fur the color of midnight and eyes as green as the dragon's own scales. The kitten, whom we'll call Pip, wasn't afraid. He simply saw a very big, very warm, and slightly grumpy-looking hill. Pip, being a cat, immediately decided this was the best napping spot in the entire world. He curled up on the dragon's massive tail and began to purr, a sound like a tiny, rumbling engine. Ignis was stunned. Nothing had ever dared to come this close, let alone use him as a pillow. He huffed a small puff of smoke, expecting the creature to flee. But Pip just stretched open one eye and went right back to sleep. This tiny act of courage, or perhaps cluelessness, was the beginning of an unlikely friendship. Day after day, Pip would return. He'd chase the dragon's swishing tail, bat at the shimmering motes of light reflecting off his scales, and nap in the warmth of his presence. Ignis, for his part, started to look forward to the visits. The silence of his cave was no longer lonely. It was filled with purrs and playful pounces. He would gently lower his massive head, allowing Pip to rub against his snout. He even learned to control his fiery breath, producing just enough warmth to keep the kitten cozy on chilly nights. One day, a group of knights, hearing tales of the fearsome beast, arrived to slay the dragon. They saw the colossal form of Ignis at the cave entrance and drew their swords. But then, a tiny black cat trotted out and sat right in front of the dragon, letting out a determined meow. The knights were bewildered. As Ignis gently nudged Pip with his nose, the men saw not a monster, but a protector. They slowly lowered their weapons and backed away, realizing this was a story far different from the one they'd been told. From that day on, the valley was no longer a place of fear, but of wonder. People would sometimes catch a glimpse of the great emerald dragon soaring through the sky, with a tiny black speck perched proudly on his head. The story of Pip and Ignis spread far and wide, a tale of how even the smallest heart can tame the mightiest beast, and how friendship can be found in the most unexpected of places. It just goes to show that sometimes all you need is a little courage and a good spot for a nap. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories.